Hello action figure fans, this is HammerTron here with a commentary video about Hasbro's layoffs. As the title of the video says, I don't have very much sympathy for these employees who are affected by the layoffs. Actually, I have zero sympathy, and I'll explain why. The layoffs were announced in December of 2023, shortly before Christmas, and although the timing is unfortunate, in another way, the employees should be fortunate to have some advance warning that they would have to look for another job, so they can at least decide not to spend too much money over the holidays while they prepare for the potential of being laid off. This is Hasbro's second round of layoffs. They had another round of layoffs in early 2023, maybe throughout January, February, and March, or maybe they spread it out more than that. So it's a little unfortunate for the employees being laid off, because some of them probably were not responsible for the problems that Hasbro was having. However, they are all adults, and as adults, they have to be prepared for the possibility of losing their job, whether through their own fault or through no fault of their own. And that's just part of life. Everyone in the world experiences that, so it looks like that is what the Hasbro employees are going to experience, and we'll see why in just a moment. It looks like a large number of the announced layoffs are going to affect the Dungeons and Dragons department, or the Wizards of the Coast department or division of Hasbro. So it sounds like Hasbro is going to get rid of the Wizards of the Coast, or Magic the Gathering, or Dungeons and Dragons, maybe sell that off, which is not a very good decision. Maybe Hasbro has no choice. Maybe Hasbro's financial problems are so bad that they have to sell something valuable, which is unfortunate. The Dungeons and Dragons brand has many very nice features and aspects to it. My favorite part were the novels, and I liked the cartoons from the 1980s, and I really think that they could have done a much better job with their action figures, and if they had done a much better job with their action figures, they would be making more money and having higher sales than they are now. But they really dropped the ball with making the action figures. So let's take a look at those. I've shown these pictures before in a previous commentary or complaint about Hasbro. Looking at these pictures of broken action figures, on the top left we have pictures of Hank from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon line. Pixel Dan had a problem with that. And then to the right of that, it looks like a problem with Power Rangers Lightning Collection action figures. Dawson Ryder had several action figures break in his hands while simply playing with them as expected. And to the left, below Pixel Dan, it looks like Geek Dead Life had a problem with a couple of Dungeons and Dragons cartoon character action figures. He had a set of 4 of them and had a problem with at least 2 of those, which is unfortunate. And to the right of that, we have pictures of duplicated accessories. These were shown and talked about by Toku Topics, big Power Rangers Lightning Collection fan. And at the bottom left, it looks like we have a picture of Diana from the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon character line. And at the bottom left, a YouTuber named Tidarium Hanger had a problem with getting entirely the wrong action figure in a package. And at the bottom right, another YouTuber named Articulated Ninja had a problem with a Zorana action figure breaking in his hand while making a video. So Hasbro has been having a lot of problems, and because of these problems, that's probably why Hasbro sales have gone down. So far down that major retailers probably don't even want to carry Hasbro's products because they are ending up in deep discount stores like Ollie's or Ross or TJ Maxx or maybe some other places. And considering this has been happening for over a year, are the Hasbro employees really surprised that they are getting laid off? As adults, it's their responsibility to keep track of what their company is doing, and if they are not in a position to actually do anything about it, then they need to start looking for a job somewhere else, because sooner or later their job is going to be affected whether they are responsible for the problem or not. And that is what we are seeing. Some employees are being laid off from other departments that might not have anything to do with the biggest problems. However, Dungeons and Dragons, the role-playing game division, might have had really big problems on their own, separate from the action figures, but I'm focusing mostly on the action figures. So, just a very sad situation, because think about the customers. Now, these action figures are listed as suitable for 4-year-old and older. So maybe some 4 or 5-year-old kid is getting some of these and it's breaking in their hands. Their parents are not going to be happy about that. So the kid will be unhappy and the parents will be unhappy. And some of these could have been gifts during birthdays or during the Christmas. And these people are going to see the Hasbro brand, and they're going to remember that and decide to get something else next time they buy something. Are the Hasbro employees surprised that this happened? The Hasbro employees should have been prepared for finding another job after hearing news about what has been happening with the Hasbro products, because nobody's going to be happy with that. So, once again, I still have no sympathy for the employees being laid off. They are adults. They should have been keeping track of what was happening so that they could be prepared for the possibility of being laid off, which appears to be happening to them. Whether they were responsible for the problems or not, they are still being laid off, and that has nothing to do with the rest of us, because the rest of us cannot be reasonably expected to continue to purchase products from a company when the products are not good quality and when they are overpriced. It's simply not going to happen. So, all the customers have found other places to get whatever it is that they want for their entertainment. The employees, those being laid off, if they were responsible for the problems, well, then they probably are getting what they deserve. However, in this day and age, it seems like some of them who caused the problems are not the ones being laid off, and that's too bad. Eventually, it will catch up to them, because smart employees will not be willing to work with people who cause problems. So, we will see if all the other companies learn a lesson from this and decide to put forth the necessary effort to produce good quality products that people will actually want to buy, and that way they will stay in business. Thank you for watching my commentary or complaint or rant. Please like the video, leave a comment of your own, let me know what you think about Hasbro's situation, and subscribe to my channel for future action figure reviews and more commentary and rants.